Today's Morning Coffee Vinyl Side. Barbra Streisand, the Barbra Streisand Album, 1963. Fearless is the first thing that comes to mind as I spin this, Barbra Streisand's first studio album, appropriately titled the Barbra Streisand Album. With a program of Broadway standards from popular to obscure, Barbra attacks the material with the unabashed enthusiasm of a young singer desperate for her voice to be heard and her performance remembered. Let's just say there's very little subtlety here. In fact, there's none at all. This is all in-your-face, reckon-with-me kind of fare. Barbra was, at this time period in her life, a growing sensation. Only 21 when this was released, she'd already successfully broken into stage roles on Broadway after initially cutting her teeth on the cabaret circuit. Her vocal chops were in the mold of old-school belters like Judy Garland and Ethel Merman versus the smokey and bluesy cool of the 50s jazz and blues artists that preceded her. Most of what we know about Barbra comes from knowing what she became. What makes this album interesting is that it captures her as she was, before that becoming. So what was she? That's a good question. This album feels more like a showcase than an intentional artistic statement, like an extended edition for future Broadway shows and acting roles in film. It's big, back of the auditorium reaching huge even. There's no sitting back and relaxing with a cup of morning coffee here. What's lacking is emotional depth and range. That would certainly come later in her career, but it's just not here. In its place is bravado, camp, and cabaret. As good as she was, and as great as she became, this is Barbra the young singer, whose singular focus in life was still making it big. She just hadn't lived enough yet to give us more than this. In this way, this album is the personification of her desire and ambition. I only wish someone had told her, "Hey kid, you got the part. Now let's take it down a notch and see what you can really do."